Hello golfers, Jess Frank coming to you from the Jess Frank YouTube Golf Academy here at the beautiful Deer Creek Golf Club. And today, does stack and tilt work with the driver? And I would say resoundingly yes, of course it works with the driver. In fact, some of the longest hitters on tour demonstrate what stack and tilt principles are and the fundamentals of stack and tilt. They do more of it with the driver because the driver's longer, you want to swing it faster, more around your body. Again, so many people have gotten the wrong idea about stack and tilt. They think stack and tilt is leaning way to the left and then basically a reverse pivot, which is absolutely not. In fact, when I switched over to stack and tilt, I was struggling with my driver, trying to hit it, and I was only hitting the ball 230, 240 yards. After changing the stack and tilt and spending time with Andy Plummer, you would not have believed that I increased my distance probably close to 70 yards. I mean, I went from 230 to 240 to almost 300 yards. It was amazing. And so what happened was I was hitting too much up at the golf ball. I was trying to swing too much up at the golf ball, so I was staying flexed over, had no tilt in my backswing, and I was swinging up on the ball, so I was hitting these spinny, weird looking shots up in the air, and I was just kind of shocked that I lost all this distance. And so basically with stack and tilt, you're just going to do more of what we always talk about. So if I'm at address here, my pivot is going around me. You can see how my hips have turned. You can see how my body is turned. So I'm on a tilted angle right here. So the more I let my hips turn back, the more I've tilted, the more my arms swing around my body. So from there, it becomes very easy to have an inside angle of attack, nice shallow angle of attack. In fact, here I'll show you, even going back from down the line, as I swing back, you can see I've got that club back around me. I can bring it from the inside. And so I built up this tremendous power that enabled me to hit the ball a lot higher and a lot farther. That's what a lot of people say, oh, you hit the ball too low with the stack and tilt. So I would disagree. I also think stack and tilt gives you more power by leveraging the catapult system. So what the catapult system is the tilting of the body back and forth. So you can see here as I tilt to the left and turn my body back, okay, what I've done is I've leveraged my tilt in my spine and my hips, and then as I go through, you can see as I tilt back through and through the ball here. So as I go back, so I have a nice big turn, I've tilted, okay, you can see I'm not in front of the ball, my upper center is not in front of the ball, my lower center is not in back of the ball, so that's where a lot of people get confused. And again, one of the things I always tell people, look on video yourself like I do these YouTube films, and really kind of understand where your body's at. So when you turn back, you can see is that I'm not moving my head forward and my lower body back, and that's where a lot of people get into trouble. In fact, we want you to turn the hips back, which allows the body to turn back, which gives you a much bigger pivot, but at the same time you're staying centered, so my head isn't moving back to the right either. So I'm staying very centered with my pivot. I'm allowing my neck to tilt. So I have neck tilt, pivot back, and then from here I can really go ahead and rip it. And all the greatest players, all the longest drivers are using pieces of stack and tilt. They might not say they're using stack and tilt, but they're definitely using the fundamentals of stack and tilt, of the tilting, extending, tilting, and turning their body. They're extending, tilting, and turning their bodies, okay? They're keeping their arms straight, their weight's forward here. So you can see is that through impact, my weight is forward and my head is still centered, maybe even a slight smidgen back. So I would go back here, back through the ball, so you can see I'm not ahead of the ball. That's where so many people get in trouble, so many golfers get in trouble. They move forward and then their path goes too far to the left. So what stack and tilt is teaching is the ability to hit the ball from the inside at the correct angle of attack, so you're not trying to lift the ball up in the air. You're hitting back down into the ball, even with the driver. Teaching a lot of golf lessons, I see a lot of people, they hear this, they're like, oh, hit up on the driver, hit up on the driver. And what happens is it shifts their path way too far to the right, so you start hitting super low on the face. So you're not compressing the ball, you're not hitting the ball high enough on the face to get the ball up in the air as far as you need. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit one here. I'm gonna feel this extending, tilting, and turning on my backswing, back through the ball, keeping the arms straight, back through the ball. So there's a great picture on my Instagram channel of Jordan Spieth, and Jordan threw the ball, okay, threw the ball. I know that he has a little bit of bend in his left elbow, but through the ball, his arms are here. I see so many golfers pulling their arms in, okay, especially with the driver. So we have to keep structure with the arms. We're going to go ahead and hit the shot here. So I hit a nice little draw, you know, pretty solid shot. So I don't hit a lot of drivers. I don't practice my driver a lot, but that was, you know, I picked up my driver for the first time in probably a couple weeks, and I was able to hit a nice little tight draw out there, you know, probably in the 260 range, 270 range, somewhere in that range. So I was able to immediately get the game back, and so that's what's so cool about this about the system. Now, we have a lot of awesome golf instructors out there. Shout outs to Rob Cheney, Nick Taylor, Ayumi Ori. If you look on their Instagram channels and their Rob's and Nick's YouTube channels, a lot of good information about stack and tilt out there and the driver. So you know, we all work under the same system. We all kind of are trained the same way. So it's a system of teaching golf which helps you play better golf, and really kind of puts it in a framework where we can help you in the quickest amount of time. So again, with the driver, everybody asks me, they're like, you know, does this work with the driver? For instance, I just did the video of down and in and under the chin. So I'm going to do the same thing. Down and in and under the chin. Down and in and under the chin with the shoulders and the driver. And you can see when I go through, you can see my arms are straight, my weight's forward, my hips are tucked, okay? And then I finish, all right? I'm not, also when I finish, I'm not flopping the club over my shoulder. I see that so much. So there's lots of good stuff here. So if you're looking to change your game, you know, I always talk about the P3 to P9 swing or P2 to P8 swing. So if you're having trouble with your driver, get yourself set up to the ball. Let's do little, first of all, let's work back from the P2. Let's go from P2 to P8 right here. So let's do P2 to P8 and then just pop the ball out there. So you can work on the arm straight, the weight forward, all that good stuff there. Okay, so we'll do that again. So that way you can see how I'm working on the weight forward, arm straight. You can see my right shoulder under the chin. Okay, you can see my tilt. So I'm tilting, and you can also see when I hit the ball how my head is still centered. It's not back, my weight's not back, I'm not falling backwards. So yes, 100% stack and tilt works with a driver. You see all the best players in the world doing it. You see, you know, it's amounts that they're doing. They're all tilting their shoulders, okay? They're all extending, tilting, and turning. You'll never see a tour player swing a golf club and stay flexed over on the backswing, bend their arms and stay flexed over on the follow through. The tour players don't do that, or else they wouldn't be on tour. So this is something that the best players in the world do. Some do it faster than others. Some swing the club faster than others. There's guys out there that hit the ball, you know, 280 yards, and there's guys out there that hit the ball 350 yards, or Bryson trying to hit it 400 yards. So, you know, it's all dependent on, you know, how you follow the system and how you adjust it. And then, you know, it's also, you know, there's Greg Maddux that pitched for the Cubs. I like to say for the Cubs. I know he pitched for the Braves, but he pitched and was successful at 85 miles an hour. But then you had Randy Johnson throwing the ball at 100 miles an hour, and he was successful too. So there's different ways to do it. There's different ways to play golf. You don't all have to swing 120 miles an hour. The three fundamentals of golf are solid contact, distance and direction. Solid contact, hitting the ball far enough to play the golf course, and then hitting the ball straight enough also as well. So, you know, I'm going to show you again. Here's a great drill. Put the club across the shoulders, tilt down. You could even do this with behind your neck. I used to do this when I was in high school. I would go back, I'd go like this. Shockingly, this was the tilt back and through. So I was always doing this drill here. This is a great drill. Also what it does is it gets my arms to get, you know, into a great position at the top. So there you go. I'm also swinging back, tilting my shoulders. Okay, you can see my right arm is bent at the top. My left arm is straight as I come back down. I'm in a really good position here at P6 through the ball. And then at the end, I'm finishing on balance. So I would say let's work on the pivot. Understand that I'm tilted forward to the ball. I'm turning back. You can see is that my pivot, I'm not tilting forward. My upper center does not tilt forward in the backswing. My upper center extend, tilts, and turns. So you can see this right here. So you can see how my hips have turned, and you can see that the butt end of the club is actually behind. If I put a line right here, it's actually behind the ball when I pivot. But my weight hasn't shifted. I'm not shifting my weight to the right because that would move my low point too far back. So as I pivot back, I'm in a good position. Actually can do a nice little drill like that with the right arm. Let's go ahead and hit another one here. So pretty solid again, pretty straight. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this clears up some things for you about stack and tilt and using the driver. Again, thank you so much for watching. I love teaching this game. I love helping everybody out there play better golf. You know, the results coming in and the comments coming in are phenomenal. So thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment. Please hit the like button. If you know someone who's struggling with the driver, share this video with them. Should be able to help them. So thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you soon.